live. All right. Wait a second. All right. It looks like we're. Hold on. Let me go live for a bit. All right. Looks like we're live. Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear you quite well.
All right. Let me see. Hold on. I want to hear. I want to see if you. All right. It looks like we're. I want to see if you get on here. All right, looks like we're live.
My mic audio should be
Can you hear me
at the
now?
maximum. So,
All right.
okay,
Oh.
my
Okay.
mic got, yeah, good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hold on. There's a little bit of delay here. You say something and then I can hear you.
Intel sucks.
Yeah.
At the maximum.
All right. Looks like the stream can hear you.
Okay. Good.
Good. Okay. All right. Hold on. This is a little bit of delay here. All right, folks. Welcome to the. Welcome to the. You say something. Hold on.
Podcast.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Welcome to the
You're
Hot
good.
Button Podcast. Yeah. This is episode 2. Didn't think I'd be making an episode today, but it looks like I gotta get some things off my chest for a bit here. And
Oh, believe me,
yeah,
I can relate to it.
yeah,
I've been seeing it a lot on Twitter, and yeah, I wanted to see it myself as well.
yeah. So it's not gonna be a very long podcast, but I'm just letting you know right now that I got a lot to say today. And
Oh, shoot.
if anybody's been. On my Twitter now, you'd All right. Is that? I'm sorry. Everybody been on my Twitter today, you know that I have a lot to shit to talk about in terms of game of the decade here, and this would mostly, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean by that.
And the past couple of days now, we've been hearing all of these game of the decade lists and all these game of the year lists, and yeah. So mostly, we're gonna talk about how pretty much all of these gaming websites have pretty much gotten The Last of Us to be their game of the decade. Doesn't matter if it's just one website, that'd be okay, but it seems like damn near every website out there in the gaming press today pretty much listed The Last of Us as their game of the decade. And if I find it kind of weird that all of these websites are basically fellatiating this game when there are like hundreds of different games out there that have way better plots than The Last of Us.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah, go ahead.
Money.
Yeah.
I mean, look.
Not just money, but just for other more political reasons here. But
like,
we're gonna get to
here's
that.
the reason. Yeah, the reason why I mention this is simple because look what's going on with the tech community and the whole Nvidia graphics card, because there was people out there on the YouTube space with Linus, J2 Sand. We should know the rest, right?
Yeah.
People outright complaining about why is Nvidia hard to be mentioned, ray tracing had to be mentioned. What essentially Sony's trying to do, they're trying to make it seem like The Last of Us is this great game, but in my honest opinion, we know my opinion about this one. I feel like the game is, it's not the greatest game, but it's not the best game. It's not the worst game, I'm gonna say.
I would, yeah, I would. Oh, hold on, you got an echo?
Oh man.
No, on my, on your end.
Oh, I can hear it from your end, cause.
Yeah. So
I think it's probably the same, yeah.
I've been for the longest time I've pretty much said that I was a huge Last of Us fan. And to some extent I am. I still like the game. I still like the game and all it has to offer. But I just find it unbearable that a whole lot of people keep saying that this game is the best game on the planet. It's the best. It's basically the thing is the best. Sorry, I'm a bit tired.
I know you. I know. Take your time.
Yeah, it's like the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's the greatest thing that God has ever created. And it's like, people, calm the fuck down. It's not that good. Like,
No, it has some flaws. It has some creative flaws. It's too
right,
linear. It's not like I don't really feel much emotional attachment. I feel like I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack in the chat and your server, I mean, or your live stream, but I feel like it's a generic, stereotypical anime to be honest.
oh man,
I'm probably gonna get killed because of that. I can hear the Chrome side want my IP point address, my username, and everything.
man,
Oh shit.
fuck them niggas, man. I don't care.
I know, right?
Oh
But I
my
can see that's
god,
gonna happen.
yeah,
But it's like I seen better games. I seen, and then there was one individual, and I forgot what was his name. He was literally saying like, "Oh, The Last was this greatest. Like, it was better than every form of mirror." I was like, "Are you fucking serious?"
yeah, yeah,
Like,
man.
I'm sitting look at this guy. Have you seen actual good movies, actual good TV shows? Hell, even good anime, even the most lousiest and poorly written show, and even the worst rated show. I'm gonna even go the extra mile. Even the worst adaptations of movies and books are far better than The Last one because it's like, sure, I mean, I get it. They don't like the game. I mean, they like the lane. It's like, that's fine, but don't see us right. And then I bet my money if I say something about it, I already know if I say something about it,
Yeah.
I already know they're gonna be like, "Oh, you just have anime profile picture," and I'm like, "Buddy, I've been on PlayStation way longer than you think I do."
Yeah, that see that's the main reason why I even came on this was that's the main reason why I just showed my face, because it's like I'm sick and tired of people telling me, hey, you got a anime profile, hey, you got a
Oh yeah,
your faceless troll. I said, fuck it, man, you gonna know who I am, you gonna know what I'm about. It's like, I ain't scared of you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
oh no, and this is why. Cause here's the thing. Here's the thing. The reason why I do the opposite, especially these The Last of Us fanboys, the reason why I do the opposite because I love seeing them be all, "Oh my god, oh you have an anime profile picture." Like, congratulations, Jeans. How many times I heard that before? You're not the first person who mentioned.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, if honestly, if you're on this website and you're saying shit, obviously that must mean you're an actual human being. So it's not like you're some robot troll or whatnot. And I understand,
Yeah,
people with anime profiles, you do say some cringy shit sometimes. I'm not gonna lie,
yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like, for the
So
most part, it's like, I'm not gonna automatically dismiss somebody just because they have a profile in their picture. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I know what you mean. It's like, and it's like, here's the thing. I care about your actions more so than your profile picture
Right.
because we all have said cringy shit. I mean, but it's like it's just cringe me to no end when these PS4 fanboys act like Sony can do no wrong, Sony can't win. But I'm looking like I own a PS
That,
Vita, and I'm just sitting looking at them like,
that
yeah,
shit that shit kills me every time, because it's like, bro, like, I've been a PlayStation fan damn near my entire life. It's like, I've been about this life longer than some of these niggas have even picked up a controller. So
I
don't,
don't know.
I mean, I've shown multiple times that I'm about that life. I'm about that PlayStation life. And to sit here and have niggas talk to me about you're a Last of Us hater and whatnot, it's like, bro, stop, stop.
I'm just looking at them like,
I,
really?
I, I got the grounded the golden trophy for the grounded, right?
What?
So there's no way in hell people are gonna sit there and talk to me about me being a hater for this game, where I played the game on on pretty much damn near the hardest difficulty on my first playthrough. So
Oh
so
boy.
how in the world are you gonna talk to me about how I'm a hater of The Last of Us, and I played this game for pretty much, my first playthrough was pretty much on the hardest difficulty.
Wow. And it kind of reminds me of my experience when I was playing Uncharted 2. I literally was playing that game in the hardest mode, and I'm probably gonna have a lot of flack for this, but I played the game on the hardest difficulty, and I somehow want to fall asleep. I'm just looking like, is this normal that I want to fall asleep due to how boring it felt? Because it's like,
Well, no, I actually like I actually like pretty much the entire Uncharted games. Don't get me wrong. I like Uncharted
yeah,
1, 2, 3, and 4, and that what's it called, that
that new one,
no, not the new one. I'm talking about like the portable game. What's it called? The Golden.
Golden Abyss. There we go.
Yeah, the Golden Abyss. Yeah, I played that game too, and that was awesome.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
like
right.
yeah, it's like in these games, it just felt like for me, it just felt boring, and I'm just looking at them like, I mean, well, at least with Persona 5, I get to do a little bit more action, just being, because it's like I know there's gonna be there's some Sony fanboys who think, oh, you're not a real PlayStation fan. Like I'm looking at them like I own a PS3 original and a PS3 Slim, and if I really wanted to, I can easily buy a PlayStation 2 and on older consoles I previously owned. We built my collection and we played them all.
Hold on, you don't have a PS2?
What's I used to,
Oh,
and it's a nuts story.
yeah. Well, I've literally been gaming on PlayStation since the rip, man. So it's like, trust me when I say this. I know everything there is about PlayStation. I know they magic. I know they mojo. So for me right here, it's like I'm sitting here wondering how the hell can a whole crew, like a whole bunch of these dudes, can sit here and dick ride, you know, The Last of Us. Like, bro, it's not the only game in existence, and it's damn near not the only game with an engaging story. Like, I know certain people. I'm not gonna name names, but I know certain people who pretty much the only game they looking forward to is The Last of Us and nothing else. It's like, bro, like, do you play any other video games outside of The Last of Us? Like, come on, man. So
And now you see why I said sometimes it's hard for me to take them seriously if they only play the last one. It's like, dude, there's a reason why, like, even someone.
what'd you say? Hello? Oh man, you botting out. Yeah, disconnect and come back again. Yeah, disconnect and see if you can come back again, Sleepy Otaku.
Game.
Oh, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, I didn't hear you. You botted out.
Yeah, I don't know why that happens, but it's a good game. But
What's a good game?
The Last of Us,
Oh,
it's a good game, but I'm not going to say it's the greatest game, nor is the worst game.
mm-hmm. Yeah, The Last of Us.
That's completely.
Yeah, disconnect and see if you can come back again. Yeah, hold on. I think you. Yeah, okay. Okay, sorry, you thought you bought it out. So, yeah, trying to see his audios here. But, yeah.
Yeah.
So, pretty much, it's like I've been dealing with all these dudes right here all damn day. Pretty much talking about how The Last of Us is. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm not saying it's the worst. I didn't even say the game was bad. I just said it's not. It's overrated. You know, it's like it's not. It's not the biggest thing on the planet. You know, and Sony fanboys just jumped down my neck. I even had some damn game journalists from IGN come at me. Like, what the? It's like, what the hell?
And
It's like.
and you just saw the comment I said to him. I said, "Okay, boo checkmate."
God, that. Boy.
I'm sorry, but it's like, why? The Last One's not the only game out there.
It's not the only game, but Sony fanboys will make you think like it's the only fucking game worth playing out there.
I bet you these same people.
Like even Zelda fanboys don't act this goddamn way. It's like, good lord.
You know what's even funny?
What?
It even makes me want to question. Even Pokemon fans are not like that. Like some of the Pokemon fans, I've been seeing what's going on recently, and not like that neither. And they're very chill, relaxed, and like if they don't like it, they're not gonna go, "Oh my god, this is the worst game. I'm gonna fucking complain about it for the rest of my life." Or somebody must like it's like, no, move the fuck on. It's just a game.
Yeah, and I've actually seen more Nintendo fans be more open about third party games. It's like, bruh, I've seen more Nintendo fans talk more about third party games than these PlayStation fanboys. All they care about is either the big AAA games or pretty much the big AAA games or
And sales.
yeah, and sales and these the PlayStation
Reviews.
exclusives. Yeah, the PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah.
It's like listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say that Sony doesn't make some hot fire from time to time. I get that. I like them. I like most of Sony's exclusives this generation. God of War is damn near one of my favorite games this decade, this generation. But
and to be honest, Ratchet and Clank, the new remake, I mean honestly, I somewhat want to try the game.
No,
And even makes matters.
it's damn near like a Pixar movie, to be honest with you. I mean, it looks like a
Yeah,
Pixar
and it's
movie.
like, and if I wasn't such a Kingdom Hearts, if I wasn't so negative towards Kingdom Hearts, I probably would have played Kingdom Hearts 3 to be dead serious honest.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is not that bad. Matter of fact, you should
It's not that. Yeah.
yeah. Actually,
I mean,
if you want, you can actually play the game with the DLC on it if you wanted to. It's like dirt cheap right now, so I wouldn't put it
oh,
past
that's
you.
nice.
Yeah.
It's like I don't understand how they get so hostile, and it's really hilarious how these one guy was like saying Xbox has no games. I'm like, buddy, Xbox have games. They just need to work on the quality. I'm so fed up hearing that shit. It's like, buddy, do you hear people saying Persona's not exclusive because that's on the PS3 and not just exclusive to PlayStation 4? It's like,
Well,
can we just
here's
go ahead?
here's the thing. People are mostly getting on Xbox because of the piss poor quality of their first party studios. That's what people are getting at most of them about,
Yeah.
and for good reason too. Microsoft dropped the ball heavily this generation, and they could have
Oh
provided
boy.
Sony
Yeah.
with some epic competition. But no, they pretty much they pretty much say, hey, chase chickens and pigs all goddamn day. It's like, man,
Oh,
I ain't got no time for that
and
shit,
how
man.
about the PlayStation fanboys was freaking out over the whole, oh, these games should not be coming to, come to other platforms. I'm like,
Well, it shouldn't. I mean, listen. I'm all about that. I'm all about the exclusive. I think that you should not.
yeah,
I'm all about exclusives being a thing. Like, you got to have exclusive. You got to sell on a platform, no matter what. That's part of the reason why Microsoft ended up messing them in the first place. They mess they aren't in the first place because they don't have no exclusive games worth a damn to buy the damn thing with.
here's the devil advocate I'm gonna say is this. I feel like if the game really is good, then it should be in other platforms for other people to judge. I mean, and yes, I mean exclusives do have a wall, and I feel like to some extent, I feel like eventually we're gonna have to go to time exclusives or what, that, or somebody marks are gonna have to find out other ways because they can't forever rely on consoles. And until that time comes, I mean, it's probably
Yeah,
gonna happen eventually.
yeah. Here's the thing: Sony, regardless of the shit I have to say about them right now, they have
Oh
utterly
yeah.
killed it this generation, without a
Oh yeah.
doubt. It's like it's damn near a flawless victory for them. It's like, and the thing is, they didn't even have to try. They did
I
not have.
worry.
They didn't even have to try to compete. They just did it. It's like it's their competition that fucked up epically.
Oh yeah, and this is why I said I feel like next generation is gonna be completely different because it's like I can see Microsoft finally realizing, hey, you know what? If we're not gonna do this, how about we make our games decent? And I don't think it's the whole. I think once eventually wants Microsoft, and I feel like one thing that Microsoft really should start doing, make your console cheaper, please. On top of that, get rid of your stupid paid online. I'm pretty sure people, if you make your console more gamer centric, because I don't think people want just because yes, those games, sure, you can play it on PC all you want, but I feel like Microsoft should easily be like this. If you don't want to play it on PC, at least make your console as good or better than a mid-range PC
Yeah,
for half the price.
yeah, at least make the damn thing. I feel like both consoles next generations is gonna be 60 frames per second. I know that for damn sure. They better be damn near 60 frames per second.
Well,
It's unacceptable
we
for you to
have
play playing 30 frames per second in 2018 or 2020.
yeah, we have bad developers though. We have some developers who are not gonna take the time to optimize their games. So
Well, it's
that
not
could be a little bit
it's not the concept of optimization. It's just that these
yeah.
consoles they just don't have the enough horsepower to run all the medium graphics at like medium or high settings in graphics in like at 60
Yeah.
frames per second. But I know that with the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X, it's pretty much practice for these developers to get ready to make games at 60 frames per second. That's what I feel like they're for.
Oh no, and eventually it will trickle out for people like you and me who on PC because at this point our PCs don't have to we don't have to necessarily because this is also gonna help me the most since because both what Microsoft and Sony is using the latest Ryzen architecture.
Yeah, I think they're using Zen too.
Yeah, it's gonna be really beneficial for me as well because unlike for Tango, I'm not gonna be like, oh, pulling the whole, oh, well. not even this and that. Ultimately, AMD never make a good decent GPU. Like, look,
Dude, AMD has killed it this generation. I don't know if
oh boy.
anybody doing this. Like they pretty much put Intel to shame. Hell, they put Nvidia to shame.
Oh, then they're making Van look like the laughing stock
Right.
because AMD right now is just giving me far more value compared to my 970. And that's a sad thing is that it used to be like, oh, okay, get a 970 and sure I get high FPS, but you're sacrificing so much with Nvidia.
Right. And then you got the RTX shit, and it's like, what games do you know is actually going to utilize ray tracing like
None,
that? At least not
none.
until like a few years from now. It's like, and even then, it's like that's gonna put a massive strain on your performance. So it's not really gonna be a thing. So I'm pretty
Oh
much
yeah.
pretty much if you're gonna have a gaming card, a GPU, you're gonna have to go full AMD if you're gonna make a paid gaming PC, because it's cheaper. You know, for one thing, it's cheaper and it gives you the best value for your buck. But
And the sad thing is,
yeah,
yeah. And the sad thing is with Nvidia is like, I used to think Nvidia, like people all the time talk about, oh, Nvidia is better because they get high FPS, and I'm looking like I'm at an RX 580, and I'm getting literally 165 hertz and 1080p and emulators right now. It's like, sure, I can do the same thing with my 970, but or if I have like a 20 series,
I
but at
got
that point, is it really worth the money?
yeah, I got an RX 480 in that bitch still slaying at 60 frames per second. It's like, what you talking about?
Like, and that's why I say a lot of times it's like,
Especially these console fanboys who just, especially these console fanboys who just got into PC gaming. They want the latest and greatest and biggest.
BG.
Well, let's put it that way then.
Yeah,
It's like,
I know. I saw I had
yeah,
to pull out something to X.
yeah. So
It's like,
yeah,
yeah, it's just really sad how a lot of these console families got into PC gaming, and then the mixed matters boys they make this seem like they know more than you. It's like, dude, I bet more than you think I do.
right.
Especially when it comes to price per dollar. It's like, sure, I could go out my way, buy me a nice 4K monitor that has
I'm getting
G-Sync and
I'm getting a 4K monitor.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I gotta find it for like dirt cheap now.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I could do that myself, but I'm looking at them like I'm not buying a IPS monitor, and I'm sorry. I want to wait for OLED because here's the reason why. Either OLED or micro LD because it's like OLED is a nice display technology, but if I had to spend upwards to like almost like what up to $1,000 for a decent monitor, I'm sorry. At that point, I'd be better off just waiting like to OLED or because like we've been stuck to like what LCD or LED displays for like what how many decades by now?
Like about
Years again?
almost damn near 3 decades.
Exactly. Like actual intelligent PC gamers would like myself be like, hey, you know what? I'll be fine with 1080p and be like until these modern manufacturers, because a lot of these modern manufacturers, man, oh, fucking makes me mad for this shit. It's like, can you please stop using IPS and TN panels and just finally take the resource to, I mean, and figure
Well,
out a way how
that
to
that
get rid of the. Go
well,
ahead.
you're gonna need a whole lot of these TV manufacturers to make these panels, because they do like these computer monitors. They're pretty much meant for workstation use only. You know, and that's
Oh
the
yeah.
thing you have to understand. It's like these TV, like it's not like a television. Like a
Yeah.
television is used for like entertainment, strictly entertainment purposes and stuff like that. These
Oh
IPS
yeah.
monitors are basically, because a computer is not meant for only just gaming. It's meant for like everything else, like
Multitasking.
work, multitasking. You know, work, security, 3D design. So you're not really going to get like these flashy features, especially an OLED. So if you want an OLED display, you're pretty much gonna have to get a TV at this point.
Oh yeah.
That's what you're
Yeah.
gonna have to
Cause like
get, especially a 4K TV.
oh, and the funny with OLED is that the only downside with it is this once it the only downside is literally is burning. Like you heard about how burning is right on OLED screens, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I feel like that's a challenge that we need to solve. To be honest.
Even the PS Vita has OLED, which is insane for the price that it is. It's actually pretty decent. It looks great.
Oh, I still have mine.
Yeah, it's a shame that they downgraded it to LCD, but you know the OLED. That's my first exposure to damn this technology kind of hot.
I mean, would you want to know the first exposure I got exposed to?
What
I
is
can
it?
tell you this.
What?
Samsung Galaxy S3.
Samsung. At least it's not an iPhone. My
Oh
goodness.
boy, you're never gonna catch me with an iPhone. If I did, I would
You're
take it to a pawn shop.
listen. Unless it's a workstation rig, you'll never see me with an Apple product a day in my life.
No,
I'm
I can
not.
tolerate iPads,
Yeah,
but iPhones, no,
yeah.
I'm not.
But going full circle back to what I was starting off immediately,
Yeah,
it feels like with The Last of Us, I feel like if it's your personal game of the decade, cool. But
cool.
in the grand scheme of things, The Last of Us is pretty much damn near at the bottom of the list when it comes to the top 10 games of this decade. You know, you got games like Lisa the Painful RPG, Corpse Party, Persona
Um.
5, uh,
Oh yeah,
yeah, and
you got the
Senran,
newer interior games
yeah,
like what's that new one? The newest interior game?
Atelier Riser.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on, is Video Gamer in the chat? Video Game Lover in the
Yes,
chat?
I'm here. I'm
Oh,
actually here in the stream.
I didn't see you there, bro. What's up? What's good?
I'm alright.
Yeah. So, what you want to speak your piece, man?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
What's up with you getting all upset about people liking Last of Us?
Oh, well, I'm not upset about people getting liking The Last of Us, bro. Like a lot of people need to stop acting like I'm this huge Last of Us hater, dude. I pretty much got the golden trophy in playing grounded mode, and I played the DLC too, and I like the game. It's just that it's not
I
the
like the game too. Look, I'm not one of those people that think it's the greatest game ever, but do you see me go attack people? Do you see me like try to start beef with them? No.
Oh, hold
I
on.
don't do this to people that think Breath of the Wild is this masterpiece. I never do that. Like, if they honestly think that, let them be. Like, for example, anyone that was offended over that whole Metacritic thing, this is all you had to do. Close the page, move forward. That's it. Plain and simple.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, am I not in my right to speak my opinion if I don't like something?
Look, yeah, you could do that. But here's the issue. You get upset when what they think. You know, like if they think The Last of Us is an amazing game, let them be. If
And,
you think it's not that great, let you be.
and I do that. But here's the thing: people come attack me, and people come attack me, and I basically said, dude, just calm down. It's just an opinion. That's the problem with most people have, and I've been fighting people all day, pretty much telling, hey man, it's your opinion. If you like the game, cool.
Really,
Yes, really,
really.
you really don't see that, bro. Like this stuff is literally behind the scenes. And I'm telling people, hey man, if you like the game, go ahead. I'm not running your parade. I like the game too. I really do. It's just that people get so angry when I criticize. You know how these Last of Us fanboys are, like, and keep it real. Most of these dudes are fanboys. And I say if you come at me with respect, I'll come at you with respect. But if you're gonna call me all these different, oh, Sleepy Otaku's gone. Oh shit. He'll be back. I know this, but yeah. If people are not gonna respect me, then what respect do I have to give back? And there's only a certain amount of time that I had to waste on you until I just basically just close the door and that be it. But yeah, I just don't understand how people are this overprotective of this game. It's not the only game out there in existence, man. Like I tried desperately to, I basically just retweeted this one thing, didn't think it was gonna blow up into this massive conspiracy.
And
Hello,
that's how they get you.
yeah. You still that video game lover?
What happened?
Listen,
Yeah.
I thought somebody dropped out. You know, Sleepy Otaku dropped out. So.
Oh, I just accidentally click on something and yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's how they get you, cause it's like I'm gonna use a good analogy. You watch Family Guy, right? The whole episode blind tweeted something on Twitter and he got shit for it. It's pretty much what you're going, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I just at this point I just stopped caring with these people because it's like these people at some point they just want you to cave in to be like, oh, you need to agree with me what I had to feel. It's like, no, stand your ground.
Yeah. That's exactly why I love the PlayStation fan base, man. It's like these people just do not know how to live and let live. If you insult a Sony exclusive, they'll come at your neck like you insulted their mama. It's like, bro,
Oh, their
relax.
wife.
Yeah. Or if these people even have wives, you
Damn.
Yeah.
Like, even worse, your attack apology, like what happened to me, what I did.
Oh, hold on. Is D3 bugged here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Welcome to the podcast, man. How you doing?
Fine.
Oh, okay. I knew you was I knew you would say you was kind of shy, but I just wanted to help you come out your shell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to find headphones and stuff like that.
Yeah. So no problem. How you doing today? How you doing tonight?
Fine. It's regular Friday night.
Okay. So what you think about this whole Last of Us controversy?
I'm wondering why the game's getting so overhyped now. I mean,
Because
I'm not
the
saying
second game is coming out, so of course everyone's gonna bring up the first game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Common sense, honestly. But
Yeah. Listen, I'm excited for the second game too. I'm not gonna lie. I want to play the second game, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I mean, the game.
some of them are just some people that are saying that are doing this just to rile people up.
And I don't.
Because they know that as of late, people have been getting so upset with Last of Us. They say this stuff just to rile people up.
Yeah, and it's
like literally, I could say something so positive to Last of Us, some dude will get upset, and you know what I'll do? Play the Baby Shark theme. There you go.
Yeah, I just started ignoring these guys after a while because it's like I know what bait looks like now. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, before you were mentioning something about your tweet. What was it you were saying? Because I kind of cut off. You were saying something about some conspiracy theory or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's people have been saying I've been making a conspiracy theory. There's no way that all these websites gave this game all these high scores and all this high praise. Calling it the game of the decade. And it's just me just spitballing. It's just a conspiracy spirit. It's not fact, but I feel like most of these sites, because these sites have been known to be taking money from these giant corporations. So, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. So it's not out of the realm, but again, it's just what I think. I'm not actually peddling it as fact. And as soon as it's like. Today, I find that most of these game journalists came at me and try to talk shit to me. It's like, dude.
Oh, here's the thing.
Man,
they were saying. Oh, hold on. Let me talk. What it was the guy. What was his name? Brian. He said it's a user base. It wasn't like the critics were saying it. It was the user base. They were saying, in their opinion, what was the game of the decade? 330 something people thought it was The Last of Us. Second place, I think, was Breath of the Wild, and third place was The Witcher 3. That was basically what they were telling you.
Yeah.
Because you were saying, like, that game journalists were paid to say that. It's like, dude, it was a user-based thing. You may have had, like, a valid point if it was a critic thing, but it was a user base.
Yeah, but if you've seen, like, most of these websites, it's not just Metacritic, though. I can understand if, I would make them, you would have more of a credence if it was just Metacritic. And I would slightly own up to that, but it's like it's all these different websites like Push Square, IGN, and all these other websites who legitimately all unilaterally said that The Last of Us was the best game of the decade, and it's like, are you serious? It's like all these even PlayStation themselves, it was voted that The Last of Us was the best game of the decade. It's like,
Yeah, I
Okay.
can see your pain on that one.
Okay.
yeah, and I
If
know,
people thought Breath of the Wild was game of the decade, I wouldn't care. If people thought Witcher 3 was game of the decade, I wouldn't care.
right, and
It's just it's what they believe in.
yeah, I understand that, and if it was on an individual basis, I wouldn't have that much of a disagreement with. But all of these, it's kind of suspicious that all of these websites, all of these major websites, not just IGN, not just Push Square, not just Polygon, not just Metacritic, but all of these websites all said that The Last of Us was their best game out there, and it's like that's kind of a slap in the face to every developer out there who worked their asses off in order to say something. I'm not saying that certain people can't have The Last of Us as their game of the decade, but it's like there's a little bit of a bias there, because part of the reason why The Last of Us got so popular is not really because of the gameplay, and it's not even really because of the story. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but y'all know why this game got so much praise.
Was it because of the controversy last year? I can't even remember what it was about, but
The Left
that was the
Behind.
first time I
Left Behind.
huh?
The Left Behind DLC. That's what you're talking about.
That's what a lot of people started talking about last year. Or I think it was something with E3. I can't remember, but I remember The Last of Us was talked about a lot more.
Oh, what was it? Because the reveal.
Yeah, what was that about? Because I never heard of The Last of Us among zombie games. Then
Oh,
everyone started talking
yeah.
about it after the E3 thing.
Yeah, that was the reveal. That was when Naughty Dog first went into their first foray into like mature rated games. You know what I mean? That was the
Right.
first thing. But the main reason why this game is getting so much praise, and y'all know what I'm talking about here. I really shouldn't have to spell this out for you, but in quote unquote current year with the Left Behind deals, and you'll know what I'm talking about too.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, I know
Right.
you're talking.
So, and I'm not trying to be homophobic or nothing like that, but
I see what you mean.
But yeah, it's
We're
like this.
going there.
Yeah. It's like, and again, I'm not trying to be homophobic or trying to be hateful. I'm not trying to say all that. I'm just saying
Right,
that all of these game journalists fell over heads and heels because of this moment. And it's like, it's not even the first, LGBT moment in the game. There's been dozens of Japanese games that have done this plot time and time again. It's like, it's not even the first one in video games.
Can I mention it? A certain game starts with H.
Hold on,
So many.
What'd you say, video game lover?
The game was hyped even before that DLC came out.
Right. Yeah.
And the game was still revered before that DLC came out.
Right.
You're actually.
Yeah. It was the story. That was the thing that get people revealed and stuff. But the main reason why this game has been, especially in the gaming media, is because of its and I don't want to put all these conspiracy out there, because it's not about all that. It's mostly because it's how can I put it politely? It's progressive values. And again, I'm not trying to make this shit political or nothing like that.
No,
but,
and it's understandable. It's because like
mhm.
we've seen a huge shift. Like we've seen a huge shift like in the early 2000s all the way up to like what 2010.
Yeah,
Like we've seen a huge shift of that shit. It's like, I mean, early 2000s, you would have people literally be like, "Oh my goodness, this shit is like, oh my god, what is with this Yuri fact stuff," and on and on. It's like, and nowadays you just have people just go full on crazy with Yuri and Yari, and it's kind of like that now. It's just like, wait, what the fuck is going on here?
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that per se. It's just that all of these game journalists are going heads over heels because it's the first quote unquote true adult video game out there. They don't have to be embarrassed to review. It's like,
Embarrassed?
yeah,
Wow.
most of these game journalists, I'm gonna lay a little secret out for you. Most of these game journalists are basically a bunch of failed news writers. You know, most of these,
No, that's so true. I
yeah,
can agree.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's like most of these game journalists are a bunch of failed news journalists who couldn't get a job at real news stations, not the Huffington Post or New York Times, anything like that. So they're basically trying to write for video games, which is in their minds the equivalent of working at McDonald's. And they had to review all these video games, and most of them get embarrassed just looking at these video games, and most of them just sneer at Japanese games or games that look a little bit too silly, or games that are not
Oh boy. Yeah.
quote unquote realistic. So they're trying to slowly form the game industry into something that they can at least
They're trying to infiltrate.
right, trying to at least be presentable.
Yeah. Cause there's a YouTuber name of RGE.
Yeah.
You should be familiar. Yeah, I watch a lot of his content. And a lot of the stuff he said is true. It's like, especially with the, with the game industry nowadays. It's like, cause I'm looking at these same people who literally be like, oh, these anime games are just so damn disgusting and bad. It's like, it's not hilarious. At least these anime games you're making fun of actually have decent, mature content. Cause let's be honest right now. Like, I'm gonna be honest about The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I feel like The Last of Us feels like more so a rated T game, more so than because a lot of these Japanese games. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, they go in places that the west, even the most hardcore Western movies wouldn't even go to.
No, and it's like it's because they can easily go through like the controversy. They go through the taboo stuff.
Right,
Like,
because Japanese culture is so reserved, so they have a little bit more leeway to go balls to the wall when it comes to their fictional media.
I mean, it's kind of depressing. Even like modern day video games nowadays, it's like you would think I'd be excited, like, oh, this game is gonna be nice. But nowadays, I just feel like,
Is it gonna have
I
some?
don't-
Is it gonna have some woke shit in it?
or worse, is it gonna have some stupid damn microtransaction or DLC
Yeah.
that's just gonna make me want to pull every thread of my head off to the point I want to go bald.
All right. So, what you think, video game lover? What you think? Video game lover?
What is it?
No, I said, what you think about all this? It's like, what you think
About what?
about The Last of Us? Like, what do you think about what these game journalists are doing?
I don't care, dude. Like, what? It's like, okay, they want to overpraise it. Okay. Do I think it's the greatest game ever? No.
Yeah.
Do I think it's a good game? Yes. I just let them be.
Yeah.
Let them be.
Yeah. It's just, I'm mostly done with these game journalists anyway. So it's like I've gone to the point now where I'm just numb to the shit they say. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
they come at me. I just laugh at them because they're a joke now. They're a joke to
Oh,
me.
no.
So I just say, hey man, you want to say what you gotta say it. But I'm not changing my mind on it.
I'll just laugh at you. I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not gonna sit there and feel sorry for you. I'm just laugh at you. Like you're not gonna really get in my
I'm
skin.
gonna head out now.
Oh, okay, all right.
So-
All right.
All right. See you later, man. Nice having you here. All right. So it's just us three.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So I just mostly gotta get this off my chest because I just feel that The Last of Us it's not a bad game, but it's just
No.
the amount of hype that this game has is ridiculous.
It's unrealistic to be honest. The amount of hype it gets is unrealistic.
Right,
Like
and I feel like even the second game is gonna. I feel like even the second game is not gonna live up to the first game because all the hype it's getting. It's like,
honestly, that would be exciting to see because I want to see that.
yeah,
Call me an evil person, but I actually want to see that happen because then people realize, huh? That's how you get the game industry to realize. I want these people to keep hyping these games up because all you're doing is making one more and more people to realize, wait, what's wrong with the game industry? And two, you're making people be more aware of like, hey, look all these Japanese games that people shit on them and now give them a try. Hell,
right.
even worse, indie developers getting more of a chance nowadays.
Right. So how after The Last of Us came out, it's like every developer, pretty much got small dick syndrome, and now that everybody has to copy The Last of Us and shit like that,
Yes.
And I don't want this game to fail, but at the same time, it'd be kind of interesting to see what the it'd be
I
kind
just
of
want to see the side effects.
yeah. I just want to see how this game reacts to how the industry and the community reacts to the sequel. Will it bring on a revelation, or will it bring on people wanting to try different games? Because the same energy I'm seeing now is it's not a it's not an energy of overwhelming hype or overwhelming excitement. It's more of overwhelming indifference. It's like if it's good,
Yeah.
it's good, but if it's not, it's not. And that's what I'm saying throughout the industry. It's like it's pretty much been divided with the community,
Oh no.
pretty much.
And it's been divided on almost everywhere nowadays, because it's the same damn thing going on nowadays with almost everywhere. It's like I feel like if I like something, cool, right?
Right,
Sure,
right.
but it's not the best thing of all time. I mean, shit. I like the Interior series and the Neptuna series. I'm aware those games are not the greatest games of all time, but I still enjoy them. I'm not gonna say they're the greatest game of all time
Well,
or the worst game.
well, at least it's I'm sorry, sir. The best game of all time is 3D Custom Girl.
Damn, that's gonna get
That's the best game. That's the best game in the
that's gonna
world.
get you demonetized.
YouTube don't pay me shit anyway, so they pay me like 2 cents a year. Like fuck it.
Shit.
Be lucky.
It's like
Yeah.
and that's what I say a lot of times with The Last of Us fans. I'm just not gonna take them seriously. It's like whatever. You like your favorite game,
Right,
so what?
and you can be you can be a fan of the last. I'm not. Listen, a lot of people are like I'm hating on the game and being a
No.
hater. No, I'm not a hater. It's like I just don't think it's the best. Anybody know who Black Bond is? Anybody here?
Yeah,
You
I know who he is.
D3 Bug. You know who that is?
I've seen him around. Not really though.
Yeah, but if you see his gameplay of The Last of Us, and he played that thing all the way through, and even the DLC, right?
Yeah.
And he said he thoroughly hated the game. This is
Wow,
Black Bond
that's
here.
something
He hated the
This
game.
is wow. We can actually relate to one another.
Right.
Holy fuck.
And he made a live stream of that game. He hated it. And you know what? People jumped down his throat. People said that he called him all sorts of names because he didn't like The Last of Us. I said, oh, you didn't give it a try. Oh, you did this wrong. Oh, it's like, bruh, it's like the game is good, but it has its faults.
No, and see that's the problem. They don't want to acknowledge that.
Right.
They're so
I can-
blind from it.
Yeah.
Now, what'd you say?
I can understand liking a game like Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite games.
I like that game too, but it has a lot of flaws.
You gotta acknowledge, you gotta acknowledge a lot of flaws. Like with the final boss, it's not
Yeah, it's like
really one of the
Yeah.
best final bosses I've seen.
And
the
it's
DLC boss is a lot better.
yeah, and the side stories. It's like I was kind of expecting like kind of Witcher 3 level side stories, but I didn't get to see
Yeah.
that.
No, and see, and this is why I say a lot of times people act like the flaws. When you notice the flaws, therefore you must admit it's shit. No, that means I love it even more because
Right.
hey, it's unique.
Yeah.
Like people love this is the same thing. I'm gonna apply this to modern anime. People love the shit on modern stuff nowadays, and it's looking at them like, you know why I like this stuff? Because it's flawed, it's goofy, it's quirky.
Right.
It's at least it's not trying to make itself to be this original. What's the word? Authentic shit out there. Because it's like, yeah, it's.
Like
I mean,
very few anime out there are pretty much airtight when it comes to, animation, story structure.
story.
Like very
soundtracks.
few, and even then, it's like you're not gonna have a completely airtight plot or airtight, story.
Yeah,
Like Cowboy
Sex
Bebop.
Files.
That is pretty much literally the closest thing you can come to perfection in an anime. And even
I mean-
that has some flaws. You know
Oh
what I mean?
boy, I got a lot of issues with the flaws in that one.
Right.
Even, like,
Cowboy
some of
Bebop.
Even some of my all-time favorite, like Ghost in the Shell and Big O. Oh my lord.
Right. Even the
I-
oh man, the
Yeah.
second season of Big O, that was such a disappointment, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Big what?
Yeah. They should do a redo of that shit. To be honest with you, just give us a 3-movie deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, and this is why I say a lot of times. People like this is why I say a lot of times these fanboys out there don't understand. Sometimes flaws can make people love it or hate it.
Flaws make you
Right.
more human. Flaws make you all the more, you know, fleshed out.
Yeah.
I will
Otherwise, you'll
never
just be.
understand. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Otherwise, you'll be perfect.
Yeah. And
I'll never understand fanboying anything, because if you just blindly worship something, you're not gonna really get it to the. You're not gonna understand it to the fullest, like with console fanboys or with
Oh
a
yeah.
lot
yeah.
of these new shonen fanboys.
Oh, and don't get me started
Whenever
with the
someone
Genshin
calls
fanboys.
out,
even the shonen fanboys of old, like even the shonen fanboys and fangirls of old didn't act like this. Like holy shit.
No,
Man.
even I
Yeah.
didn't act like it because I am old as well. Cause like I liked the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, on like, eh, I mean it's not the best. I can tolerate it. It's not
God.
the greatest.
Yeah. Listen, I would take 4 more years of the old school Naruto fan base than 4 years of the My Hero Academia fan base. Cause holy
Yeah.
Oh, I
the
dropped.
Naruto fan base, at least things were kind of fun with kind of the what if
Yeah.
fights or the
right.
debates.
Oh yeah,
With
with
the
the
shonen
not here.
fanboys, with the
yeah.
shonen fanboys now, they're just kind of cancerous and annoying. Like it's
Oh
the
no,
only.
Yeah, it's just,
don't get me.
it's like you
Yeah.
got a whole lot of these weirdos implementing their little, their little emotional traumas onto these characters. It's like for fuck's sake,
Fuck's sakes, they're fucking not real.
they're
It even
not
makes matters
real.
worse. And then these same people be like, "Where are organs? She have too much of too much cream." It's like,
I've never seen that from any of the old school anime fan base. It's
The
like
no,
weirdest
neither did
thing.
I.
it
Hell,
exactly.
and the thing is, you know what's even worse?
Yeah,
You even have the same Sony fans, new fans nowadays, will be like, if they see a character franchise, oh, she looks too young. It's like, buddy,
she's not
I'm
real.
sorry to say this, none of them not real. You're not. I'm gonna hurt some people feelings in the snipe scene.
Go ahead, hurt him.
Your waifu isn't real.
Right.
My waifu
Yeah.
isn't real. Guess what? You're gonna die alone. So who cares?
Damn, bro, tell you how you really feel. Tell me
Like-
how you really feel.
If you're that upset over a fucking character, my mom always tell me, get off the computer, read yourself a book, or go the fuck outside.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Yeah,
Like-
like even like that should be the common rule of thought. But most of the kids that don't even have their parents talking to them these days, they're just
And then-
they're
Yeah.
just mostly raised on the internet online. Like you have an
And
entire
you know what's even
generation.
scary?
What?
Most of these people don't even know how to separate reality from fantasy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's weird how they grew up, because I've grown up kind of, with the internet at a later age, but even
Me
then there are
too.
points where,
Same here.
huh?
Like,
Yeah, but I've went outside, like I played with, neighborhood
Right.
kids. I've gotten to fights and stuff like
yeah, I
that.
went
Oh,
outside
boy.
too. It's
And
like,
I'm like, yeah,
I used to
I
go
know what real
places.
harassment is, and these people complain about internet harassment like it's as serious as,
like for fuck's
like
sake,
I've gotten punched walking to the
Oh
street.
boy.
like for fuck's
I had people pants me when I was in 8th grade, and try to
Yeah,
pull it off as, oh, your pants fall off of you. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
oh, I don't know who did that. Was they on? They suspect or something?
I have classmates who did this stupid shit, and honestly, I wish I would have gotten into a fight with him, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I didn't,
Well,
because I'm not trying to piss off my parents for getting into a fight. So no, thank you.
yeah. Well, basically the old school anime fan base. It's like it was basically a cultural taboo to be an anime fan back in the day.
Oh yes.
It was pretty
Yeah,
much the thing that
Steve,
pretty much would label you a complete social reject back then. And now you
No,
have
not
all
just
these
that.
clout chasing Instagram thoughts and these social media influencers, pretty much making it like a trendy fashion statement now. It's like, and
Oh.
the thing is, it's like they're now treating us anime fans like we're fucking lepers. It's like it's even worse now because it's like, at least the harassment came from like outside the community, but now
Oh yeah.
they're trying to worm their way into the community and try to twist and warp things around. And
Oh, boy.
it's
Yeah.
and most of this bullshit has been it's been warped into Twitter. Like Twitter was actually
Yeah.
a decent place before like Instagram started banning these thoughts and
See,
Tumblr
and-
just banning porn. It's like with those two combined, Tumblr and Instagram pretty much fucked everything up for
I bet you eventually,
Yep.
once Twitter start banning some of these people,
Yep.
you know the next place they're gonna be going to? Discord.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I seen it firsthand already with these hyper people, and it's like, do you people ever in your life ever consider that your favorite characters are not that great? Do you people ever consider, hey, it's entertainment? And then there's also some people out there nowadays who take anime and manga so seriously. Like,
Right.
if their emotions get broken, I'm looking at them like, buddy,
Yeah.
even the story's not like the greatest well written, I'm not gonna let it stop me from enjoying the show. In fact, you know how easy to drop anime nowadays?
Just fucking drop
Guess between guess how fast is easy. Guess a number.
zero.
1 to 10.
Zero.
There we go. There you go. It's that fast. It's as fast as that. If I don't like it, drop. I mean,
Right.
I did it.
And here's the thing. This like there is literally decades worth of material you can look at. Like if you don't like a certain thing, go watch something else.
Not that hard.
It's
Seriously.
not that hard, and
Yeah, that's
literally the
true.
entire anime and manga community can literally help you find that stuff. You don't even like you can even go through Google or you can go to an anime forum and just start talking to the community. Hey, what's this anime I can go to that doesn't have X, Y, and Z or has 1, 2, and 3? You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
it's not
and-
that
and-
hard, but
and-
but
And even makes matters worse,
right.
these same people, you barely see them interact with other people besides, an aggressive and a negative way. Or if they do interact with you, they'll be like, oh, you're tasting anime shit. It's like, buddy, I'm sorry to tell you this. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I literally would tell a person, wait. I want to interact with people. I did not want to be treated like I'm some first, what was it, third class citizen?
Yeah.
Lower class citizen?
Yep.
Like, come on. We're all like the same damn thing. We all probably been made fun of by family members and on at people. Hell, I've been made fun of so many times for the fact that people thought majority of the stuff I like is hentai. Fucking Christ.
So I'm just venting here, but it's like
Yeah. No, you should. You should vent.
Yeah, because this has been on my mind for a long fucking time, bro. A long time, and I feel like I finally got to the point where, people. This is not just me. A lot of people just got fed up with this bullshit. Not just
Nice.
you.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
you've seen the first 10 days of 2020, pretty much feels like an entire year, almost. Damn near an entire year,
Yep.
almost. It's like we've seen more people basically clap back at these weirdos in the first 10 days of 2020 than pretty much the entire decade. And it's such a good fucking energy to finally see people stand up to this politically correct bullshit.
Oh no,
It
even
is-
you seen me going after them, especially the ones who be like falsely accusing people of a certain word, and I'm just like, buddy, either you shut up and you show me proof, either you contact the local authorities, or shut the fuck up.
Right. Like you see John Boyega and you know how he pretty much
Yeah.
roasted these fucking weirdo fan base that Disney's trying to pander to. That shit just gave me such that just gave me such energy, man.
Oh no, it makes me smile than seeing people nowadays
Yeah.
finally liking slice of life and stop crying about, oh my god, like
Right.
I might get labeled this and that. It's like,
a fucking dose of reality. And you know what else is funny? Ricky Gervais. Oh my god.
Yes. Calling out
oh wow.
the things he said is what I've been saying for weird enough since I was 11.
You
like
you know
the celebrities, the blind celebrity worship,
if
and I was
have anybody has seen that episode of South Park and Reality?
Yeah.
yes,
Yes,
that was the best
the
episode.
same fucking energy right there. The same energy. So I'm like, man, I'm telling you, man, this shit right here, 2020, it gave me nothing but good hope because people are finally waking up to this politically correct crap and they're pushing back hard. I've been saying this for the longest time. 2020 finna be we already reaching the apex of this shit, and it's now we're pushing back hard against it. Like that
And
new
we
that,
should.
that new guy comic, that dude pretty much is like the symbol of this new energy going to this decade. It's like we done with it. We done with it. We're going back to
I'm
normal.
done with it.
Yeah, people
No,
have
and
had
that's
it,
why I said-
had it
Yep.
kind of since 2014. You know, when the Gamergate stuff started.
Right. And
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's just been
yep.
downhill from there until this is the turn of the decade.
right? And
You know, people are making their own comics with Comicsgate, making their own games, hopefully.
right, and
Right.
it should be that way. It's like these companies, sorry, these companies pretty much have turned their back on us. You see, you say fuck them. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make our own. Right now is the time for the renaissance, man.
Oh yeah.
It's the renaissance. It's a fucking creative renaissance right now. We are
Oh
entering
yeah.
a brand new renaissance this decade, and honestly, I welcome it. I welcome it.
Yeah. Because the thing is, here's the thing. We also nowadays in the anime community, we're in a well, we're in a renaissance based on the otaku. People finally be like, no, fuck off. If you're gonna accuse people of this and that, if you're gonna get triggered by this and that, show me proof, or fuck off.
Right,
It's simple as that.
but they don't want to do that.
Because they're scared.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're scared.
they live in an echo chamber.
They're afraid to be questioned because they know they can't run against most of us.
Mhm.
They don't have the confidence because
Especially these games journalists and these fucking anime pundits and shit.
oh god.
They getting their shit put back, and I'm all for it.
Oh no, like Mother's Basement. Wait, what?
Oh God.
And did you Brody? I better shut up before somebody. I better shut up before I call your channel to get flagged though.
My God. Let's move on, because if I say something now,
Yeah.
if I say something about that dude, I'm pretty much this channel's done. So I'm just gonna move on.
Yeah, well, we just
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah. So all in all, where I'm going to is that what I'm trying to say is that people have had enough of this politically correct stuff. It's like people are making their own games, their own comic books. They're tired of being called ists and phobes and whatnot, and I welcome that energy, because we need some new creativity here. And you know what? For as much as I don't care for that dude, and I'm not trying to get political again, but as much as I don't care for him, Donald Trump pretty much brought an entire new, like, he cut through the bullshit.
Yeah.
The
And
dude cut
the
that-
thing
he-
is,
he's pretty much the mascot for all these fucking like these woke people out there. He's pretty much the
Oh, yeah.
mascot for cutting down all this woke nonsense out here, man.
you know the most hilarious thing, dude?
What?
People also making their own communities nowadays.
They're
Because these same people who literally would try to kick you out and outcast you and dogpile you,
right.
guess what? I can just join another community. I can make my own community.
Yeah.
I don't have to be part of your bullshit.
Right. Right.
I mean, if I get banned off a Discord server from that particular anime community, there's tons more.
Right, and even like Twitter, that's Twitter and YouTube is going down the drain, man. It's like even Twitch. It's like these websites have gotten too big for their britches. They're trying to cancel people. They're trying to get rid of everybody out here, man. It's like they just had enough, man. People have
Oh,
had
yeah.
enough. So, yeah. If anybody else wants something to say, we can move on from this.
No, nothing else. Nothing else really particular.
Yeah.
I mean, I
so-
could say this. I
Mm.
just feel like people just need to be honest with themselves and let live and be a bigger person.
Yeah. So, a little bit of a segue into that. What I also talked about with these fucking game journalists is a little thing called, Sony's censorship policy, and you know how I feel about that.
Oh yeah.
And here's the thing: I'm gonna say this right now. I don't play these games. I don't play these types of games, but I'm going to defend somebody's right to make them.
Even played them too.
Oh, D3
Yeah,
bug.
he's disconnected.
Yeah. But yeah. What you about to say?
I even defend the fact that people have the right to play them, even if it's something I don't like. Like for example, yaoi. I mean yaoi and traps. I don't like that stuff, but you know what? Go right ahead, play it, enjoy it. I mean, if there's a market, go out and play it and make the money out of it.
Right. And D3 Buck said that his phone's dying.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. It's all right, dude. You can charge it up and come back when you want to.
Yeah,
If
and
you
this was a
can.
lot of times. I feel like, what happens if let people enjoy their own interests? Just because you don't like something I like, should I get offended at the person angry? No.
Yeah, people want to assume the worst out of everything, man. You know,
Low self-esteem. Low
right?
self-esteem, low confidence. I actually made a tweet about that, about a certain somebody that who is a Prison fanboy, and he got pissed at me for that shit when I made that make that thread about him. It's like, dude, a lot of you people, and I'm just gonna hurt a lot of fanboy feelings. A lot of you people have low self-esteem and low confidence to the point you actually giving me more confidence in my own self and more self-esteem,
Right, right.
which is like,
And here's another thing that I find out: most of these Sony fanboys who are actually defending this shit, who are actually are grown ass men. And keep in mind, these are grown. These are the same Sony fanboys who dick ride The Last of Us, right? These are
what?
grown ass adult men defending this bullshit. Exactly, grown men in their 30s and 40s defending this shit. Even
It would be understandable for it'd be understandable if like someone was like what 20 to 23,
yeah,
fine, somewhat, but someone in their teens, shit. I'll be honest, I did similar things. I was fucking bashing on Xbox when I had a PS3. I was in middle school, and I was in high school. I was doing the same thing.
right. But once you work a job, you pay your own taxes.
I mean, once you blow,
It's like exactly like what the fuck else do you have this? Like what the fuck else do you wanna? Why do you wanna fight these console wars?
no, and it's so funny. It's like I'm sitting to look at these console fanboys, especially even sometimes some of these people in the PC space who are so into fanboys and inferior fanboys, and oh my lord, AMD fanboys. Oh god, stop.
Yeah, but uh, back to what I was saying. It's
Yeah,
like
I know what you're talking about.
I've been going at these folks who have been justifying Sony's censorship policy, right?
Ugh.
And it's like
Yeah.
you do know that this is gonna affect the games that you like eventually, right? So let's say
Oh yeah.
somebody's not gonna they're gonna police violent video games because of all the recent mass shootings. You don't think Sony's gonna do that now that you got them that you you greenlit this
I mean,
because
this is
of
the
the
same
mass shootings in the USA?
Yeah. And this is the funny thing, like people give Nintendo shit. Like I was like trying. I wouldn't be surprised if be people like, well, why are you crying when Sony's doing it when Nintendo did it a long time ago? It's like,
That was like 20 years ago.
yeah,
And they're not doing it now. They pretty much haven't been doing this since technically 2002. They've let Mortal Kombat on the Nintendo system with the blood. They got rid of that policy. But
oh yeah,
it's like this. It was bullshit when Nintendo did it, and it's bullshit when Sony's doing it now.
it's even more bullshit when Steam does it nowadays too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
With,
But here's
like
the
especially yeah. Go ahead
here's the
with
thing. Like
prices.
Steam is not like at least on the PC. Steam is not the only store you can go to.
Oh yeah.
So that thank fuck for that. But it's like, I like people. If you don't like something, don't buy it. Why do you have to
Exactly.
police it? Even that Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball game, they can't even bring that over here because of the whole fucking outrage culture and shit. They were going to bring it over here, but they couldn't.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah, and that really pissed me off because I could have easily played a game. For fuck's sakes.
right. It's like, let people play what the fuck they want to play. It's like, why are you upset about it? It's not gonna affect you. It's not gonna affect the real world. But this is go back. It goes back to exactly what you're saying though. It's like a lot of these people cannot distinguish between fantasy and reality. And a lot of these people, yeah,
And can I extend it even more so though?
yeah,
The thing is, another reason why they can't because they're unconfident and they're uncomfortable with their own selves.
yes. That's why a lot of these so-called feminist types, they only get mad when it's about women. But when men are scantily clad and stuff like that, they don't say a damn word about it.
No,
They don't. They don't. And
no,
it's like,
and it's egotism. They're very self-centered and egotistical. It's like,
they think that the world revolves around them and
yeah,
American politics and shit like that, or Western politics. They can't understand that. And what really pisses me off is that this policy seems to be only targeting games from Japan
But I bet you if Americans start doing the same games, oh boy, the whole world will call us a hypocrite.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly why I just can't fuck with Sony right now, because they doing that shit. And people gonna call you a pedophile and shit like that. It's like, my guy, unless you got a criminal background to come dig up at me, shut the fuck up talking to me about.
No, and people be doing this shit to me for literally since 2015, and I'm just sitting to look at these people like, buddy, I have date girls who are in my age range. I have been in relationships in my age range. In
Right,
fact, majority of people I talk to on Discord are mostly around my age range or older than me.
right,
Like, I mean, the only handful of people I talk to are younger than me and on younger than age 18, maybe about a small doesn't. But the majority of them are just people, my age range or older than me. Hell, even older than the age of 30 sometimes.
yep. And that's
Because I can get along with older people quite better than some people.
yep. And you know what? If you call somebody a pedophile, if you call somebody a pedophile, and you don't have the exact receipts on their ass, if you don't have a criminal record, or some sort of a registry, if you're not on some registry, they either says one thing, three things.
Hell, even a court case.
Yeah, but that says three things. Number one, you're fucking projecting. It means you got something in the closet. Number two, it pretty much means that you have nothing else to say. Or number three, you just retarded. It's just that simple.
Oh yeah, that simple.
You just
It's that easy.
yeah. So I'm very disappointed in how the fucking gaming community handled this. I'm disappointed in how the gaming press handled this shit. That's what really that's really fucking ticked me off there, because if this happened like 6 or 7 years ago, this would damn near be catastrophic for Sony.
Oh yeah.
This would have been catastrophic for any game publisher to be doing censorship. But
Oh,
because
they'll be going business.
right, and because people be quiet, people, it's mostly because people are into this social justice shit. They don't care that much about it. A lot of these game journalists are fucking useless now. And
When they have been useful. I mean, that's the scary thing about it.
right,
Like, a lot of these people, and especially some of these game journalists out there, it's like, are you really gonna sit there and try to talk shit about people because you don't necessarily agree with you? Like, look, I understand you're a writer, but I'm sorry. I seen better and well talented people who can write better than you can.
I've seen people who went to prison write better than these people. It's like I've seen people who went to prison or were smarter than these people. So it's like you can flaunt your fancy degree all you want. It's like you're not better than anybody else. Matter of fact, you're damn near losing your job. You're living in one of the most expensive parts of the country. It's not New York. It's San Francisco.
The Swordland.
Right, and a lot of you notice that a lot of these fucking writers are in the same fucking area. That's exactly what I noticed today. A lot of these writers in the same fucking area talking about, you don't know who exactly what I've been paid. You don't know who exactly what I've been done. I lived in San Francisco for like 18 years or 12 years, and I'm trying to feed a family, and I'm trying to make room out of my closet for my child. It's like, bro, what the fuck?
Like, it's even worse.
Right.
And hilarious. I remember there was a specific review from IGN, and I look at this review. Like, there was an IGN review based on Neptune Rebirth 1. Okay, I was curious because, to see whether or not I liked this game.
Right.
And of course, the game was shit because it's like, oh, the stereotypical SCW client, right? But I dove deeper and I found out this person, oh my fucking god, has a liberal arts degree and lived in North Carolina. I'm just looking at like, why did I fucking have to fit in that she's a lefty? Just saying. I just had to fit in about that.
Right.
And it's why a lot of times I just don't want to be reviews anymore.
It's a degree of is a degree, in basket weaving. Pretty much, it's a degree in bullshit.
No, it's just a paper of saying hey guys, you didn't put much effort in college,
Yep.
so here's a free pass.
Yeah, I'm just getting really, I, I'm disappointed in the gaming press for how they handled this. You know, this definitely is an issue that's actually way more serious than you think it is, because it's
Oh, I know it is. It's very serious, and it's like I've been seeing this for like years and years and years, and it's like, and people finally get onto a lot of, I mean, like all these like people like this, like finally, I thought I'm going crazy when people finally find out this shit's going on.
yeah, it's like
Cause I,
not a lot of people still don't know about this policy, and when you try to bring it up, people, a lot of these people that shoot you down for being a fucking pervert. It's like, bro, this is way bigger than that, man.
and
That's
even
that.
if I am a public, so what?
Well,
Like
I can't speak for
I,
everybody. I mean,
I know, I just, cause here's the thing, even if someone is a public, and it's still a problem. Like
right,
how you like it how you like it if you're Uncharted and your Last of Us and Spider-Man on and get censored.
man.
Yeah,
They throw
these people will be quiet fast
they
if you
throw a
ask them those
hissy fit.
questions.
They throw a fucking hissy fit. What you talking about?
Oh, they'll get all pissed and like, you know what, you're right. I'm like, but you just disagree with me.
Right, right. It's like with the with this policy, I feel like I feel like everybody needs to Sorry, I'm just a bit tired right now.
Yeah, no, no, I don't
Yeah,
blame you.
yeah. With this policy, I feel like this is a direct result of people basically driving this culture war to the extreme. It's like Sony says it's all about the Me Too movement and shit like that. It's like I'm pretty sure women have been sexually harassed long before fucking video games, my dude.
Oh yeah. Should I dare say the 60s and even worse before women rights come on?
Right. So it's like that excuse doesn't fly with me. But also it doesn't fly with me for the fact that a lot of these journalists out there are literally political activists. So they have an agenda to make sure that these games fail. And I'm glad that more Japanese developers are looking towards Nintendo, and I'm glad that they're looking towards more of PC.
Um, oh yeah.
But it just sucks that Sony is doing this because they are hurting they've actually been
They're hurting themselves.
they're hurting themselves, and they're pretty much gonna lose a damn near lifelong customer almost. They've
Because a
been,
lot of these, and here's a one thing nobody don't notice though.
yeah,
The last wasn't really saved PlayStation, the PlayStation 3. It was really these anime games that did.
right. It's
Because
like
people forget to realize, I didn't play the last was on a PlayStation exclusive. You know what game I actually picked up and played on my PS3?
what?
Fucking Naruto, fucking Neptune, and on a interior games. And I sit there looking at them like,
Valkyria Chronicles.
oh, those, yeah, that game too. And it's like, you people forget to realize that you're literally shooting, you're literally fucking over the people that feed you and paying your bills.
Right, and it's like the PlayStation brand was built off of this, this underground rogue feeling of, hey, you're playing these awesome, cool games that you can't get anywhere else, and this is nice place where you can go to play all these different types of games from around the world, and it's like I'm flabbergasted that Sony even implemented this policy. I really am.
I'm even,
I'm,
oh,
the,
I'm even more flabbergasted at the fact that they're trying to put a whole, their first argument they're trying to put, they go to think of the children. It's like, are you fucking with me?
Like, you literally went through 25 fucking years. You literally been through 25 years doing this shit, and now all of a sudden you want to think about the children. You paved the way for gaming for adults. Like, how the fuck are you gonna say it's for the children?
They figured that since it's a new decade, oh, we might as well change our old ways. Yeah, right. Still selling like those water games. I
Yeah,
mean, still it's in your server. Still having people playing, and don't get me started. People are still playing those, what a quote unquote, I mean, depictions of children in their
Right.
console still.
Right. So it's like it's not even like it's not even like they fucking did anything to stop that. And you know what the funny thing is that Nintendo is the one being the one that's been the most mature right now. That's the most ironic thing. And you know what else too? Yeah, I feel like Sony is gonna lose a lot of the original fan base of the PlayStation to Nintendo, because that's where the actual soul of PlayStation is at now.
Yeah. And guess
Especially
what?
on
History.
yeah,
Because another thing, history repeats itself.
right. Like nobody stays on top forever.
Exactly. I mean, Sony got cocky with the PlayStation 4. That's a major reason why I got turned off from one of them. Because, like, sure, I guess when I was younger, I'd be like, okay, fine. I could be fine with the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1. Fine.
Yeah, but
But when the PS3 came, that's when I deeply fell in love because it was more innovative. It was more. How am I gonna word it?
it was
They
more.
was actually trying to kill to the
It was trying.
it was,
It was trying to cater to the audience. It wasn't trying to. It wasn't trying to be so mainstream, so casual. It's like I understand, man.
yeah.
I feel like the fan base for the PlayStation has moved on to the Nintendo. As much shit as I give Nintendo, and trust me, they deserve it.
Oh yeah,
And
they did.
and trust me, they do deserve a lot of shit with their lackluster technology and stuff like that. The lackluster system.
Oh yeah.
But one thing I cannot stress to you enough is pretty much how they are committed to not only not censoring shit, not censoring games, but um, they're committed to basically making sure that all sorts of games under their system thrive. It's like you got a game like Astral Chain on the Nintendo Switch, right?
Oh yeah.
You can never like. I don't even think Sony would even make a game like that anymore,
Yeah.
because everything has to be so quote unquote realistic.
And castrified, and deep storytelling. Even though
And cinematic.
I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this. I just call it metathematic storytelling, to be honest.
Right. It's like it's okay for a couple of games to do that, and honestly, I would be fine with that. I would be fine with that. But when you have every game following the same patterns, following the same beats, it 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 it, it,
It gets boring.
it gets boring, and that's what a lot of people are feeling now. Okay, like for example, with God of War, like a lot of people shit on that game for being a whole sad dad simulator, but Kratos is still the same savage. He's still the same badass.
Yeah.
You know, I played the game. I think it was absolutely amazing. It took the game in my opinion, a better direction. But with the quote unquote current year game industry, I don't know what the hell they're gonna do next with it. So
I don't even know.
I don't even know,
And
and I don't
and
even,
then it makes matters worse.
yeah.
Like, even makes me more angry when it makes me not want to trust Sony ever again. The whole bullshit with the Vita. It's like, I mean, fuck.
They
Nintendo of all companies.
Yeah, they could have pushed the Vita to be like the saving
Better.
grace for the indie game market. You want to talk about how you're gonna save the indie game market? Look at the fucking Vita. It's like that's been pretty much the only place that indie games have went to.
Now since the Vita's dead, now even more games coming to both the Switch, and now even more now on the PC. Now it's like,
Right, and that's the only game they can thrive. That's the only place they ironically can thrive. And smaller developers are heading to the Switch as well. So it's like with Sony, it's like they're not doing enough. They're not this alongside this policy. They're not really doing enough to get all these small developers on board.
and even makes matters worse.
And I've talked to many, and I've actually seen many game developers say this. They have had more success on the Nintendo Switch alone than even on the PC.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
that sink in. The PlayStation 4 sold about 100 million consoles, right?
Right.
And like these indie developers are basically saying that they have had more success on the Nintendo Switch alone than even on the PC.
Oh, yeah.
So when Nintendo themselves are not implementing bullshit censorship policies. They're, becoming more friendlier with smaller developers. And if I heard that if the rumors are true about the Switch Pro coming out, and
Shit.
if they can allow the Nintendo Switch to come out with a more powerful version of it, I can see them actually overtaking next generation. And I know a lot of Sony fanboys I know a lot of people are gonna say that that's ridiculous. How can that be? Let me repeat to you: the PlayStation 2 sold 100, the best, the most successful game console of all time. The PlayStation 2 sold 100 million consoles. I mean, sorry, 150 million consoles. Sold about like what, a billion in software. Lasted until like 2015, right?
Oh yeah.
Support lasted till 2015. And then the PlayStation 3 came, and it damn near put Sony out of business.
Oh yeah.
That thing alone damn near put Sony out of business. They blew through all their profits because of the architecture. Yeah, but because third party developers couldn't make the thing worth a damn, and it was genuinely unfriendly to them. So,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying Nintendo is a bunch of saints, but I'm saying
No,
that
they're not.
I'm saying that at least Nintendo has the upper hand in terms of getting a lot of these third party developers to come on it.
Cause and all this happened like was doing like after like when Awada had passed away. Because like a lot of people were skeptical. I have friends was even skeptical about the Switch. Like, and I said I just noticed something about it because I did not. I mean, the Wii U was like a cool, console. But when I saw the Switch and then when I saw like how, oh my fucking guys, like, and I was just like, shit, this damn thing's gonna be revolutionary. It's
And
like sure,
it kind of is.
it is. And then the thing is, why do you think companies are so adamant trying to copy nowadays? Like, it's a console that's a hybrid. You can plug it on your TV, and you can literally just, if you don't want to, take it with you as a portable.
Right.
Like, if somebody like seriously, I feel like this is what makes me more mad with PlayStation is that with the original PSVR and PSVR, what was it, Slim?
PSP.
No, the PSVR, like
The PS Vita or the PSP Go?
yeah, no, the PSVR. I meant to say yeah.
Oh, PSP Lite. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, if they was doing that, what they're doing with the Switch is doing
Yeah.
with the Vita,
Yeah.
at that moment, that moment somebody would just destroy 3DS badly.
Yeah, but
Like,
you have to have the games for it.
and that's the problem. Like, they have so many good games and so many OIPs. Like, like SOCOM. I mean, what was another game series they had?
Ape Escape.
That's what it is. Empeskate, Sight Infector, Dak and Daxter, on and on and on. Hell, fuck. They even have Little Big Panic. They really wanted to. It's like, I'm just like,
Yeah, well,
what the fuck,
those
boys?
studios are all working on new games, and that's kind of the blessing and the curse of that. Is that you want to diversify your portfolio, you want to diversify your catalog. You can't stick with the old like
old
forever.
games over and over again.
Yeah, like that's probably the reason why I think Nintendo should work on. But ultimately, I think that Sony should at least pay lip service to their history, and I feel like they're kind of slowly ditching that because they want to be looked at as more adult. They want to be looked at as more mainstream. It's like you don't have like look at Nintendo. They have survived for literally like they've been in the game industry for 40 years now, almost 40 years. You think they you think they give a fuck about how they look?
No.
And
they'll laugh at you.
Right. It's like Nintendo clearly don't care what the fuck people say about them.
Oh no, and that's the reason why I said like this is why I have more respect for Nintendo, far more with PlayStation, because like PlayStation, it's like a stereotypical. I'm gonna have a lot of people kill me for this. A hybrid between half Japanese and half American.
Right.
Like, you know how like the half breed people, but like the American side more kick in, and be like, oh no, just be like, oh no, we don't want. I mean, we don't want to be embarrassed. We want to be more mainstream. We want to ask kids Americans like, no.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing that gets on my skin. It's like,
Listen, the Japanese games are the main reason why the gaming industry has pretty much damn near survived. Well, at least the North American game industry, at least. But
oh yeah, North American.
right, but the Japanese games have pretty much carried this fucking industry for damn near 2-3 decades now, and it looks like it's about to carry this industry again. Because I don't see Western games pretty much providing all that innovation anymore. It's like everybody has to beat the same drum. Nothing can be like diverse. Nothing can actually, have a different, art style. Everything has to be quote unquote realistic. Everything has to be about politics. Everything has to be about. It's like it's the same goddamn
And
script for the NPCs.
and the problem is, and you know what's really irritating?
Yeah.
They can do this stuff. You just gotta do it in a different way. They just keep doing it because they keep doing it in safer wolf. I mean, they just keep doing it because it's like it's safer for them because they don't want to lose a revenue in their economy.
Right.
And it's like, and I understand why. It's like, and it's like, I can understand why because they're a business and they're trying to make money, which is fine.
All businesses are trying to make money.
But if you're gonna pull that shit, then don't expect me to go, yeah, sure, damn right, we'll buy your game.
Right.
Me being sarcastic, of course.
And you got and here's when you get all these games basically touting these state of the art features, these state of the art gaming engines, talking about all these,
Oh yeah.
especially when all these Sony fanboys basically talking about, oh, look at all the details in the gun, oh, look at all the scratches in the backpack.
And the animation too. Don't get me started on that one.
Right.
Oh god.
I have seen Dragon Quest 11, right? That game looks way better than anything that the Western industry could even fathom coming up with.
Hell, even older games look still better than these newer games nowadays. It's like,
It's like
and I'm just,
look at the Game Awards, for example. Look at the Game Awards. You're gonna look at all these game reveals that happen.
oh god.
I can literally name you 3 games out of the entire Game Awards, out of the entire games that have been announced over there. I can literally name you only 3 games out of all the games being announced at the VGAs, because a lot of the games over there look absolutely boring. Even that what's it called, Godfall for the PS5?
Oh boy.
Like, what the fuck is it all about? Like, like, what is it all about?
I don't even know what the hell to say to me, in honest. Because even like the newer PlayStation exclusives nowadays make me feel like
It's all
the same way.
Oh,
It's like
it's the same.
it's
the
like
same
even
shit.
like because like you remember Ghost of what was it?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, that game. And I just feel like, oh god, a Western, oh god, a Westernized version of a Japanese history course. Oh fuck.
Well, to be fair, it's like sometimes you gotta switch it up a bit.
Yeah.
You can't be anime all the time.
No, I'm not saying like that. It's like I was expecting to be more gruesome and more, like I expect like Sony to make games more gruesome and darker, not just the stereotypical oh pity me I've been a tragic. Tragic circumstances. Tragic. What's what I'm looking for? Tragic outcomes.
Yeah, you're a tragic victim. You have a tragic backstory.
Yeah, I am so sick of that trope to death.
Right. I mean, it's loosely based on historical fiction, but it's like, it's loosely based on historical fiction, but it's pretty much, it's semi-realistic in a sense.
Yeah.
And and what I had to say about this, Sony's games, I would want them to make another Jack and Daxter someday. Make another.
Oh, that will get me back to PlayStation big time.
Well,
Seriously.
It'll take more of that for me, but I get you.
I mean, it'll take more. It's like, I want games that actually have innovative gameplay, like, and not just this story. Like innovative gameplay and story, alongside with innovative soundtrack. Sure.
and
Sacrifice the graphics.
innovative, graphics and art style.
Yeah.
Like, look at Overwatch, for example. For as much shit as you give Overwatch,
Yeah.
that game damn near looks like a Pixar movie.
Oh yeah.
Like the character,
And there's a reason why.
and even to this day, people still remember the characters, and and a lot of these Western games, like, people can barely even remember who Aloy is, or people who can remember who all of these characters from these Western games are. It's like I can't remember a
Oh yeah.
single character from a game like Greedfall or you know um
I have a hard time.
Assassin's Creed game.
Oh yeah.
Unless you're like Enzio or Altair, it's like who the hell are you?
Oh yeah, and then the funny thing is like there are even games like older games. I still have a hard time. I remember like certain games like what's say Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah, you can remember all the characters from Left 4 Dead.
Even older games of Team Fortress 2. It's like
People are still
how?
making memes from Team Fortress 2 to this day.
I know, right?
To this
And that's how
day.
memorable.
Right, because when you have a memorable art style, memorable soundtrack, memorable characters, it's like people are going to remember who you are. Like people still remember who Kratos is.
Yeah, because he was very memorable. Because even I played God of War when I was younger, and I think it was like the one after the PlayStation Network hack when they restored the servers,
God
and
of
I
War,
tried out.
God of War Ascension.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
It was like a free trial on PlayStation Network, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually missed it. I actually kind of missed that game. It's like it just kind of made me question, what are they doing? Like, are they listening to investors, or are they just?
No, they're listening.
I don't.
They're all of these companies nowadays. They don't listen to their investors. They listen to what social media tells them to.
And that's the biggest problem.
That's the biggest problem for all these companies, man. They listen to social medias. Oh wait,
Because
hold on,
social
hold on,
media.
hold on. Hold on. Debug Gamer said, yeah, hold on. D3 Bug, he wanted to come back in and said, sure, you can come in, man. You can come in, fam. Cause we got about like what 1.5 hours left, so we're good. So yeah.
You're good.
Oh, you in, buddy?
Yeah, it's back up.
All right, cool. So you been hear what we've been saying?
Oh yeah, I was catching it on YouTube.
Yeah. So what you gotta say?
I think that the gaming industry needs more people, normal people, making their own games. You can't really trust corporations
Well, these
to make the games we want.
yeah, these corporations will only listen to like what's trending or what's popular now. A lot of these corporations only focus. Hold on, am I echoing?
No.
All right. Well, a lot of these corporations listen to focus test groups. They listen to what social media says, and they pretty much sorry getting distracted there. They pretty much know where we are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's a slight echo.
It's
right
like
here.
It's fine.
Yeah,
It's like people like us, just normal people who kind of found their way into this cool little niche area, carried these games. The people like us helped carry these games into the mainstream. Like if you look at the PS1 and PS2, a lot of that was RPG. There was actual diversity.
The PS1 and PS2. That's where a lot. That's where was Sony's fan base at. That's the original. That's the original fan base. That's pretty much where Sony cultivated their goat well. And with
I could kind of see that.
Yeah, and going back to what I was saying, a lot of these companies they listen to their focus groups. They listen to social media. They listen to all of these different sorts of external forces instead of their own fan base.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's not where the money's at. Logically, you're gonna wanna appeal to your market, the people who actually like your games, and who actually like the good things you were doing.
Right. So with Sony, there's only so much goodwill you're gonna have before people will just stop going to you. Like all of these exclusive games that they putting out, like they're good in the now, but like what 10 years from now, what are they gonna how are they gonna get people coming back yeah, how are they gonna get people coming back and spending money on them.
Yeah, I've noticed, and this is something with me. I've kind of had to look back. Other than PC games, I've kind of had to look back to the PS2. I don't know how we've got one, but there's a PS2 kind of sitting somewhere in the box.
I
I've
still
kind
have
of
my
had to look at
PS2 on
that
my
and
desk.
say,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm looking for games for that. Older games.
Oh, I'm still looking for PlayStation 1 games and PlayStation 2
Yeah.
games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me
Trying
wrong.
to play those.
I still buy games on PlayStation 4, but it's like there's a
Right.
certain cutoff gate that I have because with Sony's censorship policy, it's like I can't really mess with them. So
Yeah.
I pretty much got like until like October until the cutoff date.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And the thing is with me is this with Sony Censorship, you're already making me like okay. Alright, I just go to Nintendo and
Right.
it's already bad enough. I want to catch up to Nintendo anyway.
Yeah.
And it's like Sony, are you gonna let me as a customer been on what since the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2? Leave? I mean, sure, my parents bought me those consoles, but like, come on.
Yeah, so Sony needs to understand this. Is that nothing lasts forever. They should know this by now. They should know that nothing lasts forever. Nothing is. Hold on for a minute. Yeah, nothing lasts forever. Nothing is concrete. You can say all you want about how you're about this deep emotional experiences, but people are only gonna fall for that for so long. And, and you need listen, as much shit as I give Nintendo, it's like you're gonna at least they understand who their audience is. They understand the characters that brought them to this level. It's like the characters that brought them to this level. They know exactly. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit tired. The characters that brought them to this to where they at, they understand that without them, they would not be here. So it's like they're constantly making games with these classic characters, and pretty much this generation with Sony, the only characters they brought back were pretty much Nathan Drake, Kratos,
PS3.
Ratchet and Clank. That's it.
Hell, where's my Cycling Victor, Sony?
Well, that's if you play Days Gone, a little bit of a spoiler here, but if you play Days Gone, it might be actually set in the same world as Siphon Filter. Just saying.
Which is good. Yeah, I mean, which is good. It's like, I feel like if they really wanted to, there's so many classic games. And it really feels like, is this really the Sony we have nowadays? And even if, I understand they want to do newer games out from the get-go. It's like, I understand. I understand they had to keep making their games newer, and just get new IPs altogether.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's a secret about that. You reinvent your old IPs and make them new as well.
Right. And spiritual successors.
Exactly. A good example. Since Microsoft own well nowadays, look what they're doing to what's that game name? Fuck, what was that game name?
What game? They have no games.
No, I'm talking about the Fog game. That fighting game.
Killer Instinct?
No, it was a game with the Fox. Battletoads, there we go.
Oh, Battletoads?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that y'all seen that game?
I've seen it on E3. I haven't really seen the gameplay yet.
Battletoads.
That game is trash. That game looks trash. Absolute garbage. Look, if you see what they did to the Dark Queen, oh boy.
Oh boy. I don't want to look at how bad is it.
It's pretty much like a Tumblr. It's pretty much like a Tumblr Saturday morning serial cartoon. It's bad. It's bad. It's look.
I mean, but we have to acknowledge the fact they're trying. I mean,
Yeah, they're trying, but trying is a lot different from being good. Like you have to actually be good at what you do. Microsoft has been the Xbox has been around for almost like 18 years, almost 19 years now. They
yeah.
It's like there's no excuse to being this unprepared.
Yeah.
There's no excuse. It's like you had literally almost 2 decades worth of experience. How the fuck do you still not have a good lineup ready?
I think the real issue is, I guess it's more so because they can't handle like they have any constant. What's the one I'm looking for?
They've been so dependent on third party deals.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
And now this is the first generation they really are without third party. So this should go to Sony. These third parties, they're not loyal.
Oh, they'll leave you us. Look what they did to Nintendo.
Hell, look what they did to the PlayStation 3. It's like
Fuck, look at what they done to PC nowadays too.
yeah.
Like, and I see your point. What they did to, oh, and it's like, I honestly want to be like, I'm kind of want to play the game now, but I mean, I still want to give it a try because I never played it. I mean, this is the guy who played Devil May Cry 5 without even playing the other games. I know I'm gonna get roasted for that one.
Yeah, you are gonna get roasted, but it's too late in the night for that, so I'll let you slide.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm just gonna be honest. It's like I feel like someone who I don't know, because I don't think it's necessary for Spencer, but I feel like there's another bottleneck, and I don't know who is. It feels like another bottleneck.
Yeah. Microsoft, they only really got into the console industry because Sony was threatening their dominance. They want to be in every household. They want Windows to be in every household, and Sony was kind of taking away that mind share. So they invented the Xbox just for that. They wanted, they designed the Xbox specifically for third-party developers to port their games on as easy as possible. That's why it's called the Direct Xbox.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So going back to what I'm saying, because I don't want to derail this. Going back full circle. Sony has built a lot of goodwill up over the years when it comes to their third party relations. The normies are not gonna care. They're gonna go to one place over the other. The normies are not gonna care. Yeah. Just like when the Xbox 360, that's where a lot of the normies were. And just like with the Wii, that's where a lot of the normies were. The normies are not gonna stay there forever. They're gonna go somewhere else. And what Sony is trying to do, what Sony failed to look at, is that markets change. Markets don't stay. It's like a lot of the audience that you have now, it's impossible to retain 100% of them. So what you need to do is you need to satisfy the core base. And what you do that is you don't impose, strict censorship policies that are going to not only screw over developers, but also dissatisfy your customers. And it's like when you're imposing all these weird restrictions on Japanese games, it's like, first of all, Sony is a Japanese company themselves, so you don't fuck over home base like that. You never do that.
That's what's weird. When did this censorship start with Sony?
Because I'm for certain that Sony of Japan would have never approved this. They would have never approved this. Like, PlayStation of Japan would have never approved this.
Yeah.
So it has to be from somebody from the West. It has to be somebody. And what I'm hearing...
Could have been San Francisco.
No, actually, they're based in San Mateo.
Really?
Yeah, they're in San Mateo, California. So that means that's where PlayStation of America always been located at. That's where their American branch has always been located at. But yeah, somebody from if what I'm hearing is that Andrew House was the one that implemented that policy.
Huh.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. before he left. But ultimately, I feel that Sony definitely needs to dismantle that censorship policy, because that's literally going to be a thorn in everyone's side. And I hate for them to go out on this generation on that note.
I'll be honest, truthfully,
Yeah.
I think Sony need to pull Nintendo so they can really feel the effects of their dumb decisions. Because I'll be honest, Sony has like a lot of tendencies of being arrogant, and it's like, and it's really annoying when people are not aware about it.
Well, that arrogance can be that can be a blessing and a curse, because at the one time it gives you the drive to go hard. It gives you the drive to because I actually think that Microsoft should adopt some of that arrogance, because they're not doing enough to get people to talk about them that way. Like they don't have the same swagger that Sony has.
And no, and I see a point, but in the long term, we both know is this: arrogance can bring stagnation. I mean, we've seen this so many times,
right?
In so many industries, and it's like, and I'm not saying like you're wrong, but if somebody keep being arrogant, they're gonna go stagnant, and if they keep doing this, eventually it's gonna bite in the ass.
We're seeing the effects of them right now. Look at the majority of their first party games.
Yeah,
it's like unless they have a next generation Jack and Daxter game, or a next generation game that doesn't try to be a movie all the time, they're not. It's like there's going to be feel the same effects.
At that point, they're gonna be feeling like it's gonna be literally a Michael Bay movie.
Right. So it's with Nintendo.
Yeah.
With Nintendo, not to sound like a Nintendo fanboy, because I'm not.
No, you're not.
Right.
I mean,
I know.
None of us are.
I know a lot of these. I know a lot of these PlayStation fanboys might act like I am, but I'm not. I feel like
they have become an Xbox.
Right. But I feel like Nintendo has pretty much kept to themselves most of the time, and that can maybe be either good or bad, but they mostly kept everything tempered. They're pretty much moderate for the most part this generation.
Yeah. And that's why they're tricking themselves.
Right. So ultimately, I feel that Nintendo is going, despite the disparities of the power of the Switch with the PlayStation and Xbox, I feel like the Nintendo Switch is going to be the market leader next generation. I really do think that.
Especially with the Switch Pro coming out, Nintendo's been getting really big. It seems like they understand how a market works, instead of trying to appeal to an entirely new fan base.
Right.
Like, look at some of the games. Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild. These are games with characters that are years old, and yet they had a boom.
And the thing is, you appeal to new people. You get new people by appealing by your original people first.
Right. It's like, I know an entire generation of, like, the new Zelda introduced an entire new generation of fans to the game. Pretty much. And they introduced an entire new generation of, Zelda fans now. And
and
even Fire Emblem themselves, that was once like a niche as fuck game. But now you pretty much got almost everybody talking about Fire Emblem now. Like, it's been around, like, they've known it for like 30 plus years. It's like,
oh yeah,
right. And
this is why a lot of times we even seen the effects of that also transfer to like third party developers nowadays.
With Astral Chain.
Yeah. Because like you even have seen the effects of third party developers right now, right? Like for example, I'm gonna use a big example of this one. Outside of like Persona.
Yeah.
I'm using for example, the interior series. A lot of people say it was wireless saved the series. Nah. It was really that like more and more people got aware of it because ever since the Switch, hell, even like last year, more and more people becoming more and more aware of these games, and these game series is out there that's niche now becoming mainstream nowadays.
Yeah.
And it even makes matters worse. It's even making matters worse, even to the point people are no longer just be like, oh, I mean, this was a lot. I mean, people like, oh, these games are just. I mean, I will use here the stereotypical, oh, these games are just trash, poorly written, too easy, blah 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 blah. But nowadays, you have so many people are getting into it to the point it's like they're not really niche anymore. They're more mainstream,
Well,
which is like,
Atlas pretty much they for the most part they pretty much kept to themselves. They pretty much
oh
say,
yeah,
hey, we're niche, we're there, but we don't care. It's like
no, and that's why I say a lot of times why a lot of these companies are becoming more themselves.
right,
That's why I mention that because it's like, for fuck's sakes, like sure you can say all you want, like especially with Sony, need to realize they need to be true to themselves because it's like even Steam nowadays are attempting doing that with the idea with the new VR games, which is
yeah, they're finally feeling the effects because that as much as you can say about the Epic Game Store, that's they played hardball this year. The Epic Games, they played hardball this year. Like they really want to come after that crown. They really want to come after Steam's crown, and now they have no choice but to play hardball. The Epic V sorry, the Half-Life Alex game that came out with that VR
yeah.
game, that's them feeling the effects of that market. So that competition, so they have to do that. And
You know,
I'm glad they're doing that.
no, and here's the thing: I'm even more glad when companies make their own launchers, so that way people like even Steam had to realize, shit, they can go to the Epic Store or make their own damn launchers. We're fucked.
Right.
Which is like, that's why I said a lot of times, like, as much I, as much I bitch about EA, as much I bitch about EA and Ubisoft and blah 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 blah, right?
Right.
I can respect them because as much as I bitch about them, hey, they give me more games to play on Steam, and even better, Steam is even taking the initiative to improve Steam support. I mean Linux support, like,
And Linux support, yeah, Linux. Yeah.
cause I use Linux as my data operating system. I casually use it since like maybe Ubuntu 1904. I don't know.
I'm actually thinking about making a Linux machine myself.
How is Linux working out for you?
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I heard Steam is implementing this Proton thing that's gonna help make more Windows-based games become more compatible with Linux. So that's good.
And this is why I say a lot of times. This is why I say a lot of times. Like, Sony got a lot of competition. If they don't get their act together, oh boy.
Right. Right.
Because people like to say, oh, it's just gonna be Windows gonna win. No, it's gonna be more so Linux because people forget to realize Linux have the same, like, almost the same or similar optimization as a console, but you get to utilize your whole hardware.
Right. There's no bottlenecks. There's no. It's nothing. You literally you utilize like pretty much 90% of your PC on that operating system. So there's no bottlenecks. There's no slowdowns. There's no spyware, trackware, nothing like that. You're unrestricted in that sense.
Oh yeah.
So ultimately, what I'm coming down to this, it's like Sony does need to they do need to get their act together. They do need to start understanding that the normie fan base that you're recording, they're not gonna stay there forever. They're not.
Oh no, even the quote unquote PlayStation 4 fanboys, the fanboys now,
Yeah.
they're not gonna stay forever.
Right. As soon as Microsoft come out with some hot fire, they're not gonna care about Sony anymore. It's like
Cause
they
Because the thing is that Sony need to be careful is they don't want to adopt too much like Nintendo ideas, like the bad idea. Like if I was Sony, I would take some ideas from Microsoft, like with the idea of bringing their games to PC. But here's the thing. Here's a huge but. Use their own independent client. Because I'll be honest, truly be honest, I actually would use it. I mean, I would have a PlayStation Network account, so what's stopping me from downloading their games on Windows or Linux space? And there you go.
well, I'm not too sure about that, but
I mean, it's
we'll
an
get
idea can tell.
we'll get to that bridge when we cross it. But
Yeah, when we need to.
right. But ultimately, I hope to God that Sony really reverses this policy because I really do want to still support them in a sense, but I can't really do that if they're I can't really do that if they're basically just they're throttling the creative output of these developers. You know,
Yeah,
I can't.
Sony has a lot of. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sony has a lot of potential, right? Like with their first few handhelds, like the PSP, PS Vita, that brought something to the market, but it was kind of sad
They
to
they
see how they
they
declined.
they handled it piss poorly.
Yeah, that was really messed up. I don't know why. The decline with Sony is really weird,
Right.
considering.
Right. Well, you have to understand that Sony is a huge conglomerate. They're not really close knit per se. They're a huge conglomerate. And looking at all the corporate restructures that we're seeing now, it's like they're basically shuffling people around left and right. They're changing locations. They're changing headquarter locations and stuff like that. So it's like nobody knows which anymore, and nobody knows what the hell is happening. Like even the people in Sony themselves, they don't even know what the hell is happening anymore. So they might implement a new policy today, and within the next few weeks or the next few months, they just change it. Like so, nobody knows what the hell is going on over there. They actually had to lay off a few people at PlayStation, a few months ago. So that should let you know, man. It's like this company is getting a little bit too big for their britches, and if they don't get it together, they're pretty much gonna is gonna fall. Because what I'm seeing more and more now as time moves on, because you know I'm not an outrage merchant, I'm seeing that Sony is pretty much, you know, they're more chaotic really than anything.
They're unstable.
Right. So it's like you can't really you can't really predict what the hell they're gonna do next. Unlike Nintendo, they're pretty much they're solidified. They're in one place, you know, and they're mostly keeping it that way. With Sony, I feel like they're trying to be more globalist than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really. I feel like Sony and Microsoft just might as well just. I mean, have their gaming divisions completely independent. Completely independent, to say.
Like they
Really,
used to be.
yeah, just make them completely independent.
Right.
Have nothing to do with them. Like make them seem like, hey, this is their own division, completely independent, completely separate. That's that.
Right. But they don't want to do that because of because they want to be more of a global brand. That's what all these companies are trying to do, really.
I, mean,
I can understand wanting to be more global, because of money.
Yeah, because of money. But at the same time, if you don't
But
have a
like,
solid game plan, it's like all that money goes right out the window.
right. Because global standards aren't the best thing for something like video games.
Right. Right.
Because it leads to something like this censorship.
Yeah.
You know, what's okay here in the West might not be okay somewhere else. Or, especially with Japan, you know, a lot of their games are not as restricted as ours are because they have a market which is in Japan. They understand who the fan base is.
Yeah, they understand what the fan base is. It's like with Japan, with the Japanese market, they're pretty much they're slowly getting a resurgence, but at the same time, it's like they're constantly being restricted now because of especially this outrage culture that we have that thankfully is going out the door. So only time will
Hopefully
tell.
those restrictors.
Yeah, only time will tell on that issue.
Yeah. Hopefully these damn restrictions go away for once. Like,
Right.
I mean, it's unnecessary. Like, we have too many unnecessary restrictions at this point.
Right. It's like we have too many unnecessary restrictions, and it's like how does that benefit the market? Like that's the ultimate thing. Like how does it benefit the market?
And that's the reason why, as much people gonna call me crazy for saying this, that's the reason why I'm kind of glad Trump is literally reducing some of the restrictions, and I feel like the game industry kind of should be, I don't know, similar, because like, sure, like people gonna probably call me a nut job by saying this, but I feel like we need to bring back the Wild West of gaming.
Well, we're kind of going to that route because it's like this industry is getting too big for its britches, and you know, it's like all these AAA developers, all these Western AAA developers are basically they're failing because they're trying to appeal to a market that's just not there.
They're trying to make a market, which is not even make no sense.
Right. The market is primarily the gaming market is primarily dominated by men. Always have been and always will be.
Right.
Right. So it's like you can try to make your game as feminist as you want, as female friendly as you want, but at the same time, it's like there's a reason why we have certain, target demographics for games.
Oh, for everything.
Right, and
Like-
I hate the fact that the Western game market is trying to make everything so homogenous. Trying to make everything all the same, follow the same script, follow the same rules.
Conclusive.
Yeah, that's the issue with this kind of true equality thing is the more equal you get, the less free you get, where everything
Oh, yeah.
is just
And the less free you
the
get,
same shape, same size, same color.
right,
There's no diversity.
right. And with Japanese games, they usually follow that script as well. I mean, well, they don't follow that script as well. With Japanese games, you see a lot more variety because they follow different target demographics.
Right.
So that's why a lot of people are gravitating more towards Japanese games now. So it's ultimately only time will tell when Sony is gonna reverse this policy or not. I hope to God that I can keep up the pressure on this. I hope you guys will do the same too. Make your voices known, make your voices heard.
I was just bored with my water. Like,
Yeah, vote. Yeah,
It was-
vote with your wallet. Vote with your wallet. That's the ultimate.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
if they want me back so bad, then stop doing dumb shit. Then I'll give you my money until you do the right thing. Otherwise, I'm not going to.
Yeah, but
That's the beauty of boycott.
that's the beauty of capitalism.
Exactly.
That's capitalism. We're not socialists here.
Yep.
We're not fucking socialists. We're not
Course.
commies.
Social what?
I said we're not fucking commies.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah. So, all right. If anybody else got anything to say, we can call it a night right here.
Nothing else.
All right. Anything you
Yeah,
want?
that's good.
All right. D3 Bug and Sleepy Otaku. Thank you for talking to me. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys.
No problem.
Right.
Yeah, it's a fun stream.
Right.
When's the next podcast, or do you just
I just make a new podcast whenever I feel like it. It's not really at a set
kind of
schedule.
random?
Right.
Hey, that's the best kind of
Alright
way of
then.
doing it.
Right.
It doesn't feel forced, but like, oh god, we gotta do it this time.
Yeah, and I bring on people to basically, disagree with me. If you got something to say to me, just say it. I don't need an echo jammer. If you want to challenge me, go ahead and challenge me. I mean, that's
why I like doing it.
right. So it's like I welcome people of all different opinions on this stream, on this podcast. And ultimately, I just hope that everybody else we can have a more open discussion about certain things, because that's what this podcast is all about. That's what this podcast is all about.
Yeah.
It's more mature because it's like it's straight to the point, and we're being honest about it. We're not gonna go sugarcoat it.
Right. If you got people who just wanna you got people who openly wanna. You got people who just yeah, sorry. You got people who just wanna they have an issue with me. You don't wanna debate me. I'm all open for that. So
I feel like we need more than that nowadays.
yeah. So
Too many viewers skilled at doing that.
yep. So I hope that more people will try to come on and try to I hope I get more people on. Try to debate with me. Do all sorts of things, and yeah, I guess that's it. This has been a nice little podcast. Thank you for everybody for coming on, and I guess I'll see y'all later.
See you later.
All right then.
All right.
Yeah,
All
bye.
right. This is Black Sage D here, and D3 Bug, and Sleepy Otaku, and a huge shout out to Video Game Lover 53. For stopping by, and yeah, we'll see. I'll probably make another podcast pretty soon. So yeah, keep at it. This is Black Sage D signing out. You guys are dismissed. Goodbye.
All
All
right.
right then.
All right.